Major Charles Roberts of the Burrishoole Fishery in County Mayo, Ireland, is credited with inventing the Bibio. Originally it was tied as a sea trout pattern and has since also proved its worth on wild brown trout and rainbows. So the first step then is to run the tying thread on just behind the eye, locking that loose end in place with a few turns of thread before taking the scissors and just trimming it off. Then take the thread and carry it down the shank in close turns until it reaches a position roughly opposite the barb. Then take a spool of fine oval silver tinsel and cut off a length about 2 inches long. Then offer it up to the hook and catch it in place at the bend with 2 or 3 turns of thread. Then carry the thread on up towards the eye, locking the loose end of the tinsel in place along the shank before trimming off that waste end with scissors. Then carry the thread back down towards the bend. The body is constructed in 3 equal sections, the first being black seal's fur. So take a pinch and offer it up to the thread, and using a simple finger and thumb twist, dub it onto the thread. Create a nice thin rope, and then from the base of the tinsel, carry the fur up over the hook so that it forms the first third of the body. Next, take a pinch of red seal's fur, exactly the same size as the black, and then offer that up to the thread. Again, dub it onto the thread with a simple finger and thumb twist, and then wind it on to form the middle section. This should be roughly the same length as the rear section. Then take another pinch of black seal's fur, exactly the same as the first, offer that up to the thread, and then again dub it on with a finger and thumb twist. Then wind it on in front of the red section of fur to form the front third of the body. Next, take a dyed black cock hackle with fibre length approximately 1.5 times that of the gape. Strip off the fibres at the base of the hackle to leave a short section of bare stem, and then offer the hackle up to the hook and then catch it in place just in front of the body using a few turns of thread to lock it in place. That done, take the scissors and simply trim off the waste end of the hackle stem. Now grasp the tip of the hackle using a pair of hackle pliers and apply a turn of the hackle immediately in front of the body. Carry the hackle down over the body in evenly spaced turns until it reaches the end of the rear section of the body. Leaving the hackle pliers in place to keep tension on the hackle, take hold of the tinsel and begin to wind it up towards the eye. Apply evenly spaced turns to lock the body hackle in place, if necessary wiggling the tinsel a little on each turn to ensure that not too many of the hackle fibres are trapped. The intention is to lock just the hackle stem itself to the body. Once the tinsel has reached the front of the hackle, lock the loose end in place with a few turns of thread. And then take the scissors and trim off the waste end of the tinsel. Prepare a second longer fibred black cock hackle in the same way as the first and catch that in front of the body hackle. Apply a few turns of thread to lock the stem in place before trimming the waste end off again with scissors. Now take the hackle pliers, grab the hackle by its tip and apply 2 or 3 turns from the front of the body hackle, working up towards the eye. Then lock the hackle tip in place with 2 or 3 turns of thread before snapping it off or trimming it off. Build up a small neat head using turns of thread before applying a 3 or 4 turn whip finish. Draw the thread tight and then, using scissors, just trim off that waste end. Finally, take a drop of clear varnish and apply it to the head to add that finishing touch. And that's it complete. The Bibio.